So last night, I went with my lovely wife. There's this movie she's been wanting to see that everybody's been watching called Obsession.
You're the only person I get to really talk to.
I wish Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone in the entire world.
And I go, all right, I'll go see that with you. She goes, just let you know, it's kind of a horror kind of thing. And I'm like, ugh, I don't do well with those movies. You know, I don't know what happened. When I was a kid, I could watch like Friday the 13th. I don't know, somewhere along the line, you know, I just had too many moments in my life where I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen next? Like from the time I was a kid to, I don't need to like, I go to the movies to like either watch an incredible story or I go to the movies to watch one guy beat the shit out of 40 people in a bar.
How good's your laundry?
No one's that good.
I thought not.
Like that's the scope of my cinematic abilities. I don't go there to fucking like, cause I whatever I go see, I take the fucking ride. Like I understand what this is, you know? So if I'm gonna see a horror movie, it's gonna scare the shit out of me because I'm not gonna remind myself that I'm just watching a movie. Because there is like this thing with people who watch horror movies. That movie didn't even scare me at all. But
Oh, hurry up. I'm a busy man.
like, oh, it didn't in the comfort of your own home when you watched it or the fucking movie theater because you didn't take the ride. You missed the whole point of it. Oh, in defense of you, unless it did suck. But I'm just saying, generally speaking, it's kind of like, you know, you take NyQuil. You can fight it off if you want to.
Tasting nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine. In original flavor, too.
But if you take the ride, you know, you wake up the next day like, what the fuck happened? She tells me, she goes, I don't know how bad it is or whatever. So I go to see this movie, and it was fucking amazing. First of all, Andy Richter was in it, and that guy, I can't even count the amount of times that guy saved my ass on Conan's talk show.
Yes. Getting happy.
When he was 4, he was like, things were better when I was 3.
Guilty as charged.
Always was there. If whatever I did started to bomb, he always jumped in and always had a good line, always helped me out. So I love that guy. And then there was all of these new actors that kids I had never seen. The lead who plays Nikki Freeman, I'm going to fuck up the name. I think it's Indy Navarrete. Oh my God. The amount of emotions that she had to show and did was fucking incredible. Michael Johnston, Megan Lawless, and Cooper Tomlinson, all of them were fucking, Tomlinson were amazing. And then there was this guy that I loved, Darren Tunder. I hope I said his name right. He had a fucking great scene. Another one. I'm looking at all the names here. Haley Fitzgerald was great. They just were fucking great. And it was one of those movies where you talk about it afterward. You try to figure out what's going on. You know, it definitely, what gets me going in those fucking movies, other than this scary thing, is I fucking hate when the characters do something that I wouldn't do. It's like, you're out of there. Why would you go back? Just get in your car and fucking drive away. And I get the reason why it doesn't, because that would be the end of the fucking movie. So I'm sitting there and the whatever the danger is, I'm not going to, no spoiler here, I'm not going to ruin it. The person gets out of it and then fucking goes back to where the danger is. And it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. I could finally fucking breathe. What are you doing going back there? But there's so many different like themes that are going on in this movie. And, you know, Nee and I the next day were looking up reviews of it. And overall it was positive. And one person was saying that, you know, there was a lot of stuff that wasn't explained. And it's like, well, that's kind of the fun.
Worst movie ever. And send and sip.
Of a movie. Like, for me anyway, one of the things I fucking hate the most is when a movie just leads you around by the nose and you're supposed to like, you know, like they're trying to like lead you to this conclusion that they want you to have. I remember that a long time ago. It was like this movie about I forget the name of it, but it was a movie about Monster. That Charlize Theron movie.
You need a ride?
Can I ask you a question? Are you a prostitute?
Hey man, don't go too far.
I just want a little privacy.
30 straight up.
You girls, you know, I love them and I hate them.
And it was great. The performances were great. It was shot. Everything was fucking great. But I just felt the way that they were doing it was they were arguing her defense in the movie. That she was not actually a bad person. That the reason she was the way she was because she was abused by men. Therefore, in a way, she was justified for what she was doing.
There's a whole world of people killing and raping, but I am the only one killing them.
They just steered in it too hard. That was my only complaint about that movie. And then what was funny was I looked up the real person and they admitted that they were just saying all of that shit so they wouldn't get the fucking electric chair. She was like, the real person was going, I was doing the lies. I was doing the lies.
Just shot in self-defense, boom, boom, boom. They weren't cut up, they weren't sliced up, no OJ jazz, And he said, I did the most horrendous crime in the whole wide world.
Not true?
I guess not.
Lies.
All they were was shot and left.
But also, in defense of that movie, I was a really walled-off psycho that had a lot of issues with women, which was why my act was the way it was back then.
Just every day, they just got to come at you. They just wake up, they have an agenda, and so they're like these psycho robots that never run out of batteries.
And it was like, and all of the shit that I was saying about women, I didn't really believe that. I was saying that because I thought that that's how you were supposed to be as a guy. Like, fuck these chicks. I was doing all of that shit. Because, in my head, I was secretly like, no, I want to find love and I want to be married and have a family. I just don't know how to do it because I'm a walled-off psycho. And rather than facing that part of me, what did I do as a young man? I'll just blame what I really want. And I'll act the opposite of what I really am. It's just, the dumb shit you do when you're younger. So I should probably watch that movie again. Anyway, so long story short is we saw it and we had a great time. And also, what I think is cool is I think the person who directed it is only like 25 or 26 years old. So, and they made a hit movie. How fucking great is that? It's going to keep going. The torch has been passed. There's another, great young director out there that's going to make great movies for young people. The way it happened when I was a kid, which I love. As an old person, you're like, good, there's still a few things left that we used to do or that, I think is cool and people are still going to want to go do it. So that's fucking all right. And it's also great that, it didn't cost a lot of money and it made a ton of money. That helps everybody in the business that I'm in. So there you go. There you go.
This is all your fault. Sarah's your fault. You wanted this. You wished for this.